Hollywood woke up to loss today, not just of an actress, but of a woman who quietly shaped an entire generation of Hollywood women. Diane Ladd is gone, and what makes this hit deeper is that this isn't just another celebrity tribute. This was the mother of Laura Dern, one of the most respected actresses in the industry today. And yet, even in a world where every detail gets leaked instantly, there's still one question hovering in silence right now. No cause of death has been released. Laura Dern confirmed the news herself, and it wasn't through a press release, or a representative, or a studio spokesperson. It was her, a daughter, speaking as a daughter. She wrote that her amazing hero, the woman who raised her, passed away with her right beside her. And those final moments didn't happen in some cold hospital hallway. They happened at home, in California. Quiet, personal, intimate. And that's what makes the silence around the details even louder. Because Laura didn't reveal what took Diane's life. No medical cause, no explanation. Just the fact that her mother, the force who built her, is gone. Diane Ladd wasn't just in Hollywood. She carved her name into its records. 3 Oscar nominations, 3 completely different eras of cinema. From Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, to the explosive chaos of Wild at Heart, to Rambling Rose, the film that changed awards history forever. Because that was the moment she and her daughter achieved something no one else ever had. The first mother and daughter to be nominated for the same movie. And the irony, they both lost that night. But that loss turned into something bigger. It became one of the most legendary almost wins in Academy Award storytelling. A moment every Oscars historian still references. And here's the part that separates her from so many Hollywood veterans. She didn't fade away. Not even close. While most actresses are quietly pushed to the side by the time they hit 60, Diane Ladd was still showing up on set in her 80s. In 2022, at 86 years old, she played a grandmother in Gigi and Nate. Not as a cameo, not as a token tribute, as a real role, real work, real screen time. And that's because she wasn't built for one decade. She came from the stage. She came from television. She reinvented herself over and over, in different eras, different genres, different generations. She never stepped aside. She simply kept showing the industry she still belonged there. But Diane Ladd's life wasn't all glowing lights and acceptance speeches. There was a darkness most people forget. Before Laura Dern, there was her first daughter, Diane Elizabeth, a baby who never made it past 18 months. She drowned after hitting her head near the pool, and Diane Ladd later admitted in interviews that you simply never get over that. And when you go back and watch her performances, especially the roles where she played mothers, something hits differently. The weight in her voice, the heaviness in her eyes. Some fans online have even speculated that this trauma, this loss, became part of the emotional power she brought into those characters. Not proven, not confirmed, but if you've ever seen certain scenes, it feels impossible not to wonder. And here's the twist people love to overlook. Diane Ladd didn't actually want Laura Dern to follow in her footsteps. She told her not to be an actress. She pushed her toward being a doctor or a lawyer, because in her words, Hollywood doesn't just judge your talent, it judges your chin when you cry, your weight when you age, every angle, every flaw. She lived through that pressure and didn't want her daughter to suffer the same. But Laura pushed back. She said acting was all she knew. And that friction, that push and pull of fear versus destiny, may be exactly why their on-screen mother-daughter scenes had that strange electricity. It wasn't just acting. It was real-life tension, captured on camera forever. And then, almost as if life itself knew what was coming, Diane and Laura spent the last chapter of her life writing together. In 2023, they released a book called Honey, Baby, Mine. A mother and daughter talking openly about life, death, love, childhood, and the quiet truth of aging. At the time, it just felt like 2 artists reflecting. But now, just 1 year later, that book feels different. Fans online are calling it a goodbye letter in disguise. Not confirmed, not proven, but when you look back at it now, the timing almost feels like a farewell written before anyone realized it would become one. Hollywood loses legends all the time. That's the cost of time. But every once in a while, we lose someone whose legacy doesn't feel like a chapter closing. It feels like a piece of history getting pulled out of the frame. Diane Ladd didn't just act. She left emotional fingerprints all over the films and characters she touched. And now, even though she's gone, every scene she ever performed in is still alive, frozen, untouched by age. So maybe this is how legends stay immortal. Not through awards, but through the moments they leave behind on film. Let us know in the comments. Which Diane Ladd performance hits you the hardest?